All right. So as we can see, we have the tier list here. We have a few tiers. Obviously, we've got Would Kiss the Princess, I'd Hear Them Out, Need Another Loop, The Narrator Was Right, Lock the Cabin Door, and Biblically Complicated. Yes. You're welcome for that one. I loved that. I like that one. Hit my brain at midnight last night, and I was like, yes. I don't know, because what we're gonna do is we've got a second tab here. I've got the Slay the Princess wiki, so that I can make sure we go over each of the princesses as we discuss them. Mostly because I couldn't remember the names. So yeah, the basics here of what we are going to do is simple. We're going to go through all of the princesses here. I've also got all of the voices, and I fixed that last time. And what's really interesting is we've also got the narrator and the main character on here as well. So yeah, we'll go through each of them in order that they've put it here. So we'll be all over the place on the wiki, but that's fine. Kind of refresh ourselves for which princess is which, and, you know, all of that, and rate them out. It's pretty simple. And it's mostly on the, like, it's a smash or pass list, just with a lot more extra steps. Yeah. All right. So it looks like first, who do we have here? That's the adversary. Oh, that was the first. Okay. So the adversary was, I think, the first princess I got. Yes, because I remember. Okay, load picture. There you go. I remember this. So let's see. Physical appearance. The adversary is much taller than before and has significant musculature. Her dress is torn around the shoulders. Instead of a tiara, 3 demonic horns stick out of her head. Her hair is tied up as well. Other features she exhibits are sharper nails, teeth, and hooves in place of feet, and a long demonic tail that ends in an arrow. Yep, she fights us. She fights us good. So yeah, this one, all she wanted was basically to fight the hero because she wanted to finish that fight and get a rematch. Now, she does have a chapter 3. I remember that. So she has a chapter 3 form. So I like this princess. I do like this princess, but I don't think I would want to kiss her, mostly because she wouldn't want to kiss me. She would want to fight, and I wouldn't dislike a nice scrap. Like, that would be great. It might turn into more. Like, I feel like that's a possibility. So I don't think I would necessarily kiss her. The narrator, I don't believe, was right on that one. So I actually think she's going in, I'd hear them out. I'm putting her in, I'd hear them out, because I'm at least willing to give her a chance if we can fight, but then also other stuff. Like, you know, sometimes you need to get the adrenaline going, and so yeah, the adversary gets to go in, I'd hear them out. So who do we have next? Jump into a third one, the Apotheosis. So this one, giant lady. And like, don't get me wrong, she's freaking beautiful. Like, she's very pretty. And like, look at her. She's, yeah. Also, her sprite is adorable. So, physical appearance. The Apotheosis is the largest form of the princess. So tall, she reaches into the sky of the world itself. The cabin and the earth itself are not able to contain her. Instead of a dress, her body is covered by large, light ribbons with eyes on them. When she closes her eyes after being attacked, the ribbons also close their eyes. Oh, I didn't notice that. Her hair is long enough to fall down her waist. Instead of a tiara, she has a halo of light above her head. She is so godly, she radiates light. Now, like it says here, she's arrogant. Like, and I remember that from her thing. She is arrogance to a T. But also she's huge. She's big. And I get the appearance is low key hot, and I love that for her. She's a goddess, like yes, go off, queen or princess. You know, she looks fantastic, but I'm not really into giant. Like, I like taller ladies. Taller ladies is fine, but I'm very small. I am very small. All right. But yeah, she's one of the reasons I created the biblically complicated tier. Like, just straight up. This is, I don't know how we're going to make it work. It's not necessarily a no, but it's not a yes either. The soul is willing, but the flesh is weak tier. Exactly. You see the vision, Shy. You see the vision. Yeah, no, I need a ladder and some safety rope. It'd be complicated. And I have a fear of heights. I have a fear of heights and a fear of falling. So it just it I don't it wouldn't work out as well as I'd want it to. I would want it, you know, I would want to maybe give it a shot, but also I'm just not willing to die. I'm not willing, like, she might catch me, but I don't know if she'll catch me in time. Like, it's complicated. So yeah, she gets biblically complicated. That is the decision here. So yeah, the next one we've got is the Beast. Oh, sorry, the file cannot be displayed. Okay, there we go. I'll go with that one. Can I go back? Okay, there we go. So yeah, we got the Beast here. She's clearly on 4 legs. She's got a lot going on here. She's not exactly human. I wouldn't even call her humanoid at this point. So the Beast, true to her name, is a feral creature. Her body is huge and she walks on all 4s. Her fingers are now clawed paws, and rather than a tiara, she has a large horn on top of her head and 2 smaller ones around it. Her skin is covered in fur, and what remains of her dress are now ribbons that cover her arms, torso, and crotch. She now has a long lion tail, and as well as a small set of wings on her back. Though she's hidden in darkness, making her fur seem almost black, she's actually light gray, as seen at the end of everything. Her eyes glow in the dark. So this one's pretty easy for me. I can say with like a good like I can say it with my chest that I am like a card carrying monster fucker. Like I like that kind of weird content. Werewolves, you know, all that stuff that you find in like weird books, like minotaurs, Mothman. So yeah, the beast, she basically just wants to eat me, and she has a weird vor ending that I'm not into. So she's getting locked the cabin door immediately. We're just not. This is not happening. First time I see Aurora skip over something that wants to eat her. She wants to eat me in a bad way, not in the fun way. Like, literally, some of her art on this page is her just chomping down on our intestines because she ate half of us. And, like, she's got a freaking ending where we chill in her stomach. It's not great. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. All right, looks like next one we've got is the gray. So the gray has two forms. We've got the burned gray, and in that one, why are you so, okay, thank you. We've got the burned gray, and in that one, she burns us alive in the cabin with her, which, valid. And in the drowned, she fills the cabin with water and watches us die as a ghost as her bloated corpse drags us down under the water. So yeah, let's see. After the damsel, the gray is an ethereal figure dressed in a white wedding gown and veil. Her face is skeletal and her eyes glow bright white in their black sockets. Her hair either much shorter and tied up. That sentence was terrible and I wish I could edit it. Her tiara is now some beads placed on her head. After burning together, her skin becomes a sickly burned brown. Hair is extinguished and gone, and the light in her eyes fades. After the prisoner, the gray is similar to her counterpart, but dressed in all black like a funeral. Her skin is also very dark. I'm just not into skeletons. First off. Also, I just don't feel like she'd be really into any sort of like I feel like she wouldn't want to like hang out with me like that. And also she burns us alive and also drowns us alive depending on what we get. So the narrator was right on that one. This one, not necessarily evil, but just we're not, no. No, no. No. But not as bad as the beast. So, boy, what does that say? I'm okay with being drowned and or burned, but trying to eat me alive, that's where I draw the line. Oh, we don't have time to unpack all that. Yeah, oh yeah, see here, her corpse just pulling us down. Let's see, the next one we have, the next one I think is the cage. Yeah, the cage. All right, so the cage. We've got chains, we've got a head in a cage, we've got the body that it mostly works on its own. It's not sure is. So the cage appears as two separates, the princess's body and her head. The body is headless, with only the stump of neck and exposed bone and flesh in its place. The body wears a dress, and like the prisoner, wears shackles around her wrists and neck. The notable difference is that she's now wrapped in several chains which trail behind her, and some of the chains on her body have padlocks hanging from them. She carries her head in what resembles a bird cage. The head itself does not appear much differently from that of the prisoner, except for the fact that she is, of course, bodiless, and her tiara is replaced with a chain. She seems very agreeable. She can have a conversation. That's true. That's true. For a headless entity with her head in a cage, she was pretty talkative. I will say, like, she's basically the prisoner, just without her head. So, like, she's not pretty. Yeah, Doulahan vibes, exactly. Getting to her is atrocious. Like, I did not like having to fall through the chains and then being hung up by hooks. Okay, yeah, no, she definitely has the monster fucker vibes. I don't think she completely does it for me. Mostly because, yeah, not completely doing it for me, but I see your vision, Shy. I definitely see your vision, and it is valid and absolutely worth. You made good points. But for me, I'd at least need another loop to think about it. All right, so the next one we have here, the moment of clarity. So the moment of clarity, this one kind of creeped me out, not gonna lie. She lives in a hole. She has way too many hands, arms. She has way too many arms. She has no face. It's just a hole. And I know what you're probably thinking. I I have a feeling. But see, it's just it's giving spider vibes, and that's not my jam. So, the moment of clarity largely resembles her previous iteration, the nightmare. Ghostly figure, dark hair and dress, a doll like mask. But now the mask is breaking apart, and by the time she's free, it has completely shattered. Revealing the nothingness that hid behind it, she now has 8 arms like a spider, all of which float around her rather than be attached to her body. Prior to the pristine cut, the moment of clarity's mask was more broken than the nightmare's, but would never shatter. She also only had 3 arms. These changes were made to make her more distinct compared to the nightmare. So, she's an absolute lock the cabin door for me. I can't. She's too spider coated. Her whole god damn it. Her whole situation is just too spider coated for me to be able to handle personally. So yeah, she's like what are the spiders? Are the trapdoor spiders? Aren't those the ones that like dig a little hole and like they'll cover it and basically make it a trap? I feel like that's what they are. Yeah, me either. And I'm not looking it up because I don't want to look at spiders. So yeah, lock the cabin door on that one. All right, now we have the damsel. Who is quite pretty. She's very cute. But she also gets a little discordant, as we can see. But this was one of my favorite endings. So, The damsel is relatively similar to her Chapter 1 counterpart. Her dress appears to be longer and embroidered at the bottom, and her sleeves are puffier and fancier. Her tiara's design is flatter than before. Her eyes seemingly shine brighter, and she can make stars appear around her when freed from the cabin. When continuously asked questions, her design gradually becomes more and more simplistic until she resembles a flat drawing with no shading. This version of her is usually referred to as the deconstructed damsel, though other monikers include idealized and derealized. So yeah, when you start asking questions, she keeps trying to be very perfect for you. And you can get, yeah, like right here, her personality. I just want to make you happy. You know, she is like people pleaser to the strongest degree. Now, in my ending, I was like, girl, please, we need to not do this. I need you to have a spine. I need you to have your own thoughts and opinions and all of that. So please, oh please. But she's still cute. That's the thing. She's still super cute to me. So I think she's the first to go into would kiss the princess for me. So yeah, the damsel, I would kiss her because she's sweet, and this particular ending gave me a lot of happiness, and she was adorable. All right, so the next one we have is the den. So the den is similar in a, oh, I should show off the pictures first. So the den is even more beastly than the beast, as we can see. And it's pretty bad. So the den is similar in appearance to the beast. However, she's far more bestial, resembling a lion. She's primarily furred with a mane of straight dark hair, and has 3 horns on her head, 1 large horn in the center and 2 smaller red horns. The shape on her head seems to allude to a crown. She has 8 limbs total, a pair of scaly arms, a pair of front legs, and a pair of scaly hind legs, and a pair of feathered wings. So she's got like a chimera vibe going, really. Her only form of clothing is gauze that covers her chest and most of her upper body. While rarely seen due to the low light level of most of the chapter, she does possess a tail. It appears to be quite long and ends in a plume of fur. When she consumes the flesh of her hero, her mouth extends to resemble a beak. Her legs turn into talons, and her fur begins to grow wings, reflecting the hero's appearance. Her horn also grows in a way that resembles tree branches. Immediately, this is a lock the cabin door situation. I just, no. If I couldn't with the beast, we're not with the den. That one's simple. That one's straightforward. Oh, I didn't realize I had both of the grays here. Well, the other gray immediately gets put into the narrator was right. Sorry, skeletons aren't my thing. All right, who is next? I don't know. Oh, the Fury. We're starting the Fury. Oh, this one. So, yeah, the Fury, she's a lot. She is a lot, and her appearance is you know, it's not great. I wouldn't say like the character design is fantastic, but so the Fury is a desecrated form of the adversary or the tower. Her tattered dress is merely peeled skin, and where there isn't skin, mainly her legs, is just exposed muscle fiber. The skin is fragile and easily degloved. Oh, I hate knowing what that word means now. Her chest is exposed, is exposed rib cage, exposing her heart. Instead of a crown, 3 nails are jammed into her skull. She has horns, clawed fingers, and tied up long hair. Though her height is uncertain relative to the tower, she's much taller than the adversary. But so the Fury she reshapes us, and not in like a fun way. She literally tears us apart until we're nothing but molecules. The voice of her, her voice is hot. I will not deny that. Her voice is statistically good. I do like that. But she's just, I'm not into being able to touch somebody's muscles without their skin attached. Like, I like muscles. I like musculature. Like, one of my, like, I will look at people, like, if people have nice arms or nice hands, like, I immediately notice that first. That is just the way my brain is wired. And you know, she's just she's got some good things going for her, don't get me wrong. Like, in this picture here, she's not bad looking. It's just all of the exposed bits, and I can't do that. It seems unsanitary and messy in a not sexy way. Also, I'm pretty sure she would just literally tear me apart, and not in a fun way. She's giving like Baldur's Gate villain here. Like, that's all I think. So she is another one for Lock the Cabin Door. I just have to find her sprite. Happily Ever After. Oh, that's Happily Ever After. Okay. So Happily Ever After is one of the After the Damsel ones. We get her in the, oh my god, well, the picture, there we go. We get her in the big hall where we go up, and you know, we have food with her, we play games, but she's being controlled by Voice of the Smitten. Oh, this was another picture from the game that just I love. So the princess looks a lot like the damsel, with a few differences. Her hair is longer and her tiara is much more complex. Rather than being flat looking, her dress now has ribbons that emerge from her sleeves, and the waist is now tied up. She wears the pristine blade as a necklace. She also explicitly wears makeup, which trails down her cheeks when she cries. So this particular one, she's very pretty. She's super pretty. The story with her, and you know how it says here, you know, throughout her epilogue, she tries to keep up appearances and act like nothing's wrong. Then the repetition kicks in. It makes it clear she's not happy. Anytime she expresses her true feelings, one of the 4 torches in the hall blows out, and the shadow behind her shrinks. She's becoming increasingly distressed over time, since she doesn't want to make the shadow unhappy. So, finishing. So, as I was saying, her particular story, it got me in like a very true place for myself. So I have a lot of feelings attached to her particular ending, especially the dancing under the stars, because that's the ending I got for her, is getting her outside of the cabin and dancing with her under the stars before the shifting mound takes her. And I found it beautiful. You know, I found it a beautiful story once we tell her, like, no, it's okay to break yourself away from this thing you have with the shadow, and trying not to make it unhappy is not healthy. You know, it's not good for you. You know, and she's wearing the blade. You know, she's, at any time when we get close to her, we could stab her. It's a very interesting metaphor, but she's pretty. She's super pretty. Uh, so I think for me, she is another one that goes into Wood Kiss, because I like happily ever afters. I like good endings. I like all of that stuff. It's romantic. Like, sure, yeah, you know, she's death, but who hasn't danced with death before? All right, now we have the Eye of the Needle. Now, Eye of the Needle obviously stems from the adversary. She is a bit beefier, I think that's the word I want to use. Like, see, here's the wild thing. Here's the wild thing, and I'm talking about, like, look at her face. She's got the thighs, like, you know, she is pretty good looking. She has some really good assets, and I don't know why, but for me, she's hotter than the adversary. So, her physical appearance. The Eye of the Needle stems from the adversary, and therefore a muscular, demonic-looking woman. Compared to her previous form, the Eye of the Needle is even taller, making her slouch when she's chained to the wall of her cave. Her musculature has also increased, and her dress tattered. Her feet are more claw-like, and her tail is thicker and spikier. This last bit makes her resemble a dragon, which I think is part of why I'm like, okay, but I would like to kiss her. Dragons are just hot. Like, but tis. But she's got that, like, dragon vibe, and I like that. I like that about her. And I would like that for me. You know? Like, instead of me princess carrying her, she's gonna princess carry me. Like, it's the dream, really. I think I could make it work. I think I can make it work. Absolutely. She is super hot. No, that's fair. I can fix her. Yeah, I think I can fix her. Like, yeah, sure, she still wants to fight me, but again, maybe we could turn that fighting into more. So yeah, I would kiss her. I would kiss her after we scrapped for a bit. She'd kick my ass. I'm not a fighter. Oh, I can fight, but it's more like I'll bite you type of fighting. I identify as a watermelon. That's all I'm saying. I see. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, now we have the nightmare. So the nightmare, she's uh, she sure is a lot. So The nightmare's form is more akin to a ghost than a human. Her dress is now a dark shade, which is tattered at the ends. She lacks any legs, meaning she floats around. Her skin is also dark, and she wears long white gloves. Her hair floats around, and instead of a face, she has donned a crack white doll-like mask. Underneath her mask is her true face, but the hero only ever catches glimpses of her unsettling eyes and lips against the empty void. The nightmare floats and teleports around and flickers in and out of the flickering images, preferably his enabled. Preference is enabled, yeah. She does flicker. And for that, her gloves are fantastic. Her gloves are fantastic. And she has a relatively, like, pretty design. However, she's incredibly creepy. And I don't do creepy dolls. She doesn't have any legs. So, the flickering in and out might not be a bad thing. I mean, maybe, but even when playing the game, the flickering was a lot for me. And if I were witnessing that in, like, real time, I feel like it might trigger a seizure for me. I'm not necessarily epileptic, but I do have some sensitivity. Is this the one that makes your organs shut down? Yes! Also that. She is like a sleep paralysis demon given form. I mean, sleep paralysis demons tend to have forms, but it's her vibe. She literally paralyzes you and kills you in your sleep. So I don't necessarily, okay, but here's the thing. I don't necessarily think I would put her in Lock the Cabin Door. I'll put her in The Narrator Was Right. All right. I was very confused. I was like, no, this doesn't make sense. So I forgot. We have the different versions of the wild. This version of the wild is the networked. There's also the wounded. So the wild shares a body with the hero and it manifests as squiggly lines in the shape of the woods. Lines are described as webs of nerves, and the two can extend the lines to reach and find their freedom. If the hero separates himself from her, the wild returns to a physical form. From below the shoulders, she's made of tree bark, and her open rib cage exposes her organic heart. If cut free from her prison, part of the wood bark sticks to her, giving her the appearance of having antlers and arms. So the networked version of the vessel, as we can see, is literally just nerve endings, essentially. There's not a lot going on here. So I think the network version, well, I wouldn't necessarily say Lock the Cabin Door because I don't think she's dangerous. So I say The Narrator was right on that one. That's and because we're still on the wilds page, we'll go to the normal wild here. Who we've got here. This is another exposed situation. Her ribs are exposed. She has no lower body. She's in a tree most of the time. It's not doing it for me. It's just not doing it for me. It's not a thing I'm into. So just, again, the narrator was right. Very simple there. I kind of let them both be on. I do, from a story standpoint, absolutely. Their stories are fantastic. They're really interesting. But because this is technically a smash or pass list, just not something I'm going to be into. All right, so who do we have next? I think the next one is just the basic princess. Yes, princess. Chapter 1 princess. So, Chapter 1 princess, Very simple physical description. The princess is a young woman with light skin and long, straight, light hair. She wears a large, light gray dress and a tiara. A large shackle binds her right arm to the far wall of the basement. Now we have, of course, the two versions of her. We have gentle. And gentle is if you come downstairs and you don't have the blade with you. And then there's harsh. If you have the blade with you, she is harsh with you and clearly is like, you want to kill me, duh. She's pretty simple as far as it goes. Like, she only really changes depending on what direction you take her. So she's versatile, there's that, in personality. But she is the base, of course. So I think I would honestly put her into I'd hear them out. And I'd say that because it would really just depend on what possible version I could maybe accidentally unlock next. Because that's the one thing with them. Like, yes, I'd have to kill her to do it. I do prefer the harsh one. Yeah, same here. I like the harsher version myself as well, just because she's so no nonsense. She's so just like, I know why you're here, so let's not fool each other. So the next one we have is the prisoner. So the prisoner looks largely like her counterpart in Chapter 1. Her tiara now appears to be made of steel, and she now has bags under her eyes, giving her a perpetually tired expression. She rarely smiles. She now has triple the amount of chains binding her, with 2 around her wrists and 1 larger one around her neck. None of the shackles have any locks for a key either. So she's not really interested in. Yeah, she doesn't really want to talk to us. First off, she's not really interested in that. Like, when we go through the ending where we just wait out time, you wait in silence. You wait in actual silence. And like, she's pretty. Like, do not get me wrong. She still has a prettiness to her, like her Chapter 1 counterpart. Will you load? Oh my gosh. That's weird. I'm looking at the stream, and the picture is clear on the stream, but not on my laptop. I love the prisoner and the skeptic together, though. Okay, I can see. Yes, their vibe is really good. So yeah, I think she definitely goes in need another loop. We'd have to see. Oh, the next one is the Razor. Where is her? There she is, the Razor. So, this one's pretty easy, guys. This one's pretty easy. She's... Oh my god, no, the file can be displayed. You're a liar. Come on. Like, she's knives. She's just knives. So, at first, the Razor looks largely like her Chapter 1 counterpart, although her tiara is made of small blades and a tattered dress. Her features are also more sharp than before, like her shoulders and hair. However, when the opportunity arrives, she makes large blades erupt out of each of her arms, which previously had seemingly been just her skeleton, proving why she's called the Razor. She can take a blade out of her leg, too. Each time she reveals a blade, she punctures her own skin, making it go loose like a sleeve. The more she attacks, the more blades erupt from her arms and even her teeth, until the blades can no longer be contained by her mouth. During Chapter 4, she'll tear tear herself of her body and emerge as a towering skeleton made almost entirely out of blades. The only organic part of her body remaining is her heart beating inside of her rib cage. And I still can't bring that picture up, but it's this one here. Dang it, it's this one here. I'll just put that next to it. Let me see here. Hard pass. She seems so competent, though, more than the cage true. As a cook would like. We would die. We would! We would! There's no... No. No, this is immediately a lock the cabin door for both. Because first off, one of them, she's got arms and legs that are knives. And this one's just all knives. And I'm just not into that kind of thing. It would not work out, and I would not want to get close to her. And just no. No, no. No, 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 no. Please, no. All right, so what do I have here? Okay, so this one is the shifting mound. The shifting mound, I don't have a page for that. Oh no, wait, I do have a page. I can just... Come on, I know you. Does the shifting mound not have a page? That seems silly. Okay, there we go. So, the shifting mound. She's, there's a lot going on here. She, literally contains multitudes. Got a lot of hands going on. Got a lot of bodies going on. Not a lot of clothes going on. It could be an interesting time. I'm pretty sure with that many versions of her, it qualifies as an orgy. Just by definition. There's so many faces and heads. And there's so much going on that it's almost too much going on. Tits out on me, that's fine with us orgies. No, sorry. I said the definition of an orgy based on how many bodies there are. But I feel like she is another category for biblically complicated because yes, but it's not a no. It's not quite a yes. I don't know how we're gonna make this work. Who's who's next? Okay. Next one is the Spectre. So the Spectre, she's first off a ghost, obviously. She does have the whole, like, almost a skeleton going on, especially when she, tries to scare the hell out of us when we're almost turning her into, other things. And she does rip our heart out. There is that. When we, accidentally turn her into the Wraith. So the Spectre, as her name suggests, is a Casper-esque phantom. Her features are fully white, and she is slightly transparent. She has a hole with the shape of an X in her chest where the blade was sunk into her. Her face kind of resembles a skull with a hole for a nose and deep sunken eyes. Her hair strands and tattered dress float around the air. Her arm still has a real-looking chain attached to it, but it doesn't lead anywhere and simply fades after a while. When provoked or simply wants to scare the hero, I want to go through this entire wiki and fix all of the spelling and grammatical errors. Oh my god. When provoked or simply wants to scare the hero, she shifts her face into a more distorted one. She's cute. And I remember first getting the Spectre, and I was like, aw, she's kind of cute. She's adorable in a way. And like they describe her as Casper-esque. And when you describe something like that, my mind immediately goes to the live action Casper movie that came out a long, long time ago with Christina Ricci in it. But it also had Devon Sawa as human Casper. And that was a formative movie to young Aurora's mind. Cute boy ghost. Cute boy ghost. That explains a lot, actually. So like I don't think, you know, she can't turn human, obviously. And you can't exactly, I mean, you could probably figure something out. But I feel like she'd be at least like a nice cuddle. Or somebody to hang out. So yeah, I think I'd put her in I'd hear them out. Okay, yeah, like, let me hear your reason. Her touch is cold. Think about her on hot summer day. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'd at least be like, I'd hear you out. Like right now, probably be great to just cuddle up next to her. Be like a living air conditioner. Oh, don't tell me I have to open the game again. Who is that? Which one's that? Oh, I missed it. It's the stranger. I don't remember getting the stranger. I don't remember getting the stranger at all. The stranger at first looks like the princess does in chapter 1, but after speaking to her, she will fracture into 5 possible different versions of herself. These versions can have slightly different features like sharper nails and softer eyes, but all retain mostly the same appearance. When reality collapses, the 5 merge into a single entity with 5 heads, deformities, and bulging veins. I don't remember getting this one. We're going to open up the game again. Just because I need to see if I have that one, because I feel like I got it, but I don't remember getting it. She's unlocked as a vessel, but I've never seen anything of her. I technically haven't unlocked all of the vessels. I missed that. I guess we're gonna have to take a quick break to get her, yeah! I can't finish the tier list if I didn't get her. Oh, I did do that then. You don't go to the cabin, you just keep turning back. Then I have gotten her. I just didn't get, or I didn't do it on the first go round. I think I did it on the second go round. Right, I can quit. We now have seen the stranger and I don't feel like a fraud. So the stranger, she's definitely something. But it's a lot going on at once. She's got all the overlapping voices. She's got a knife sticking out of her. She's got a lot of arms. It's just, she's not dangerous per se. She's confusing more than anything. Like I could maybe make it work. It'd be complicated. Very complicated. You know what? Yeah. Biblically complicated is where she goes. It's as simple as that. Look, some of these are absolutely like, I don't, She doesn't do anything. The problem is things happen. Exactly. She is suffering the consequences of our actions. Essentially. And so it's very weird and a lot. All right, so it looks like the one I have next is one of my favorites, actually. Where is she? The Thorn. The Thorn was actually one of my favorite chapters. She's quite pretty. You know, she's going through a lot, though. So, yeah, back to the Thorn. She's going through a lot. She's cautious about us and all of that, but, we can make her trust us a little bit. When we get her out of the cabin, she gets one of the happier endings, obviously. And I like her. I would kiss her. She's kissable. I do love her, but the opportunist kind of he does, but I'm pretty good at not listening to certain impulsive voices in my head. So I could probably block the opportunist out, I think. If I were in that situation, I'd be like, bruh, stop. No, not right now. Shh. Pretty lady. I basically didn't listen to him the whole time. I was just like, I'm getting her out of here. All right, so the next one we have is the Tower. Oh, the Tower. The Tower was one of the first ones I got when I started to play. Oh, that picture is nice. It is very clear that she has her finger under our chin, and that, I'm into this. She is yeah, like, I like this. It's not like the apotheosis. She's not as large as the apotheosis. She can turn into the apotheosis, obviously, or the Fury. So yeah, the Tower is way taller than the hero, to the point that he cannot even reach her knee. Her tiara is now a crown, and both her dress and long hair flow in the wind. Light illuminates from behind to obscure her skin, and her eyes glow bright. She is like just peak. But yeah, no, she was one of the first, and she was kind of the like. So when I was first starting the game, a friend of mine was like, yeah, how many of these princesses are you going to be into? And I was like, probably not a lot. Probably, it won't be that bad. And then afterwards, I was like, bro, this one, I would let her step on me. I'd let her step on me. And I'd thank her for it. I never went with the, like, just giving in and kneeling to her route because I was trying to unlock other stuff. But, like, I'd let the Tower step on me. It's just that simple. So, like, I don't know if she goes and would kiss, because I would. It's not quite an I'd hear them out, because I would. That when I insta-kneeled. Oh, personally folded so fast. Like, I wanted to. She has that voice. I was just like, oh, hello, hi, So, yes, I have a lot of characters that I would let step on me. It's like a thing for me. Like, if I weren't trying to unlock all the vessels and all of that, I would have folded like laundry in a real situation. If that was me, oh no, like a lawn chair. It would have been over the minute I saw her. I just be like, well, this is my life now. What can I do for you? Oh, goddess mine. Like, shit. I'm sorry about the end of the world, guys, but did you see did you see her? She wanted us as a pet. Like, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a pet for that. For that one. In that situation. In this game with this character. There are other situations with other characters in other games. Oh my god. I'd ask her for a maid outfit in training. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, she could put a collar on me. It's all good. I wouldn't complain. I'll curl up in her lap like a pet, and we could just chill there forever. I'll be fine. I don't need anything else. She has aura, exactly. So I think she has to go in Would Kiss, because I don't think she fits biblically complicated, because it isn't complicated. It isn't complicated. So Would Kiss, but only if she let me. Only if she let me. Only if she allowed it. She's the one in charge. She's the one who gets to set the pace and tell me what to do. I just get to say yes. Okay, so the next one, HR is probably Ethan. Fair. The next one is the witch. So we have the witch here. She's got a little more of a feral appearance, obviously. She does the three thing. She's pretty cute, first off. So the witch has a much more wild appearance than her chapter 1 counterpart. Her hair is disheveled and messy, covered in wooden branches, some of which make up her tiara. Her dress is tattered and a long lion tail extends from her back. Body hair covers her arms and legs. Her facial features, mouth, teeth, nose mainly, are much more feline than before. Ears are pointier, her nails are sharper. She isn't quite a cat girl, but she's close. And as a fox girl, well, I mean, it would. I think I could make it work. I think I could make it work once I got her over her, distrust of me. She's a lion. Yes, she's a lion, but lions are just big cats. So I'd at least hear her out, or I'd let her hear me out. But I think we could make it work. I think we could make it work. Also, I liked her voice. Her voice was one of the ones where, like, she talks down to you a little, and I was like, don't bully me. I'll be into it. Like, I'd let her stab me in the back. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She's like, yes, to create me some more. Damn, that's a little bit. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, as long as we're on the same page here. All right, so we've got the Wraith. No, the Wraith is immediately. I don't even have to explain myself. No. Just lock the cabin door. We're not going back in there. We shouldn't have gone in there in the first place. Absolutely not with the Wraith. That one's very simple. That one's very easy for me. Oh, it looks like I had two versions of the princess here. So that probably for the harsh princess and the gentle princess. So I'm just going to put this one up here because I'd at least hear her out. You at least got to explain. Okay, fair enough, Blaze. All right. So first off, she broke our ankle. She just basically wants to drag us to hell. She's got the skeleton vibes going on, and I already am not into skeletons. But it's like a manic skeleton situation. Like, this is not, mm-mm. This is giving me like Halloween vibes. What if if you're into that, absolutely. If you're okay. If you're into it, that is valid, and that is your truth, and I respect it. And I do not judge. I listen and I do not judge. Because I do not yuck other people's yums. So if you're into the Wraith, all good. But like, she has no lower-ish body that we ever see, and it's kind of just a pelvis. There's nothing really here. It's just not my nope. Also, she's just creepy. I don't like her voice. It scared me. It genuinely scared me. But I forgot to read her physical appearance. So the Wraith is akin to a vengeful spirit and therefore terrifying. She's mostly skeletal. Only her upper torso and upper arms have any sort of skin and being covered by what's left of her dark dress. A big X-shaped scar is plastered on her chest where the hero stabbed her. Her skull is covered by a dark hood and some sort of crown over it. Her skull shows her smiling teeth, her eyes perpetually glowing white. Strands of long white ribbons emerge from inside her hood acting as hair. From her pelvic bone unfolds the lower part of her dress in a way that is connected to her skeleton. Yeah, that's creepy. It's not my vibe, but if it's yours, more power to you. All right, and we're hitting the last princess, which is the princess from The Princess and the Dragon. So this one is interesting because this one happens if the hero tried to kill himself with the specter inside. So the princess takes a form very similar to her in chapter 1. No longer being an incorporeal ghost, she still bears the cross-shaped hole in her chest that she got from the hero's first murder. At first, her body flickers in and out between solid and translucent, bones visible from brief seconds. However, once the dragon picks up the pristine blade, her body becomes solid, as if he has finally settled on what she's supposed to be. After returning to his body, the hero and the princess fuse again. They're overlaid on top of each other, each one with appearance from his perspective solid and fully painted, and one appearance from his perspective sketched and color inverted. When this version of hers is held by the shifting mound, she retains the sketched appearance dubbed by her Steam achievement, held in stencil. So yeah, as you can see, we've got the overlay here of everything. She's kind of the best one. We understand her. Exactly. She is. I loved her story. I loved this one a lot. It was a really interesting. We got to learn a lot more about it. She's pretty simple. And I liked that. I don't think she's So this one's complicated. This one is complicated. Not biblically complicated, I think. Only because it's complicated because we are part of her in that situation. She is part of us and we are part of her, and it definitely gives the vibe of, you can't have one without the other sort of thing. I don't think so. I don't think that. So I'm gonna put her in need another loop. I would maybe think about it. But she is cool after the separation too. She is. That's why I think I'd put in need another loop. Because it's not a no. It's not a yes. It's a maybe-ish. So maybe I'd hear, you know what? I'd put her, I'd hear them out. Ha, hear them out. Ha. Yeah, I'll put, I think she can go and I'd hear them out. All right, now for the fun part. I guess it's all fun. But now we have the voices. And, oh boy. All right. So, Voice of the Broken. Voice of the Broken is, it's very soft. I mean, it's broken. It's scared. It's not as scared as Hunted, obviously, because Hunted is more scared in that paranoid way. Voice of the Broken is, yes, he's pathetic. He's got like sad boy vibes, and I kind of want to fix it a little. Like, it's definitely I could fix him kind of vibes. Unbreak the Broken. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't want to fix him. You're like, no. I need him to stay pathetic. Okay, all right, fair. I don't think it's an I'd hear them out. I think it's more of a I need another loop at least, like to kind of like warm up to the idea. I mean, we're all into different things, and like I get it. I have had characters who are like irrevocably broken, and I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't mind you. I don't think I'd want to like necessarily fix you because what makes you you, and it's what makes you you, and to fix it would be isn't what makes you. I don't know how to explain that. I'll just say I get it. There are just some characters who I don't necessarily like. I'll look at them, I'll be like, yes, but I can't. I don't want to fix him. They're like, I get that vibe, and everybody's got it for different characters. Okay, but there's like wanting to be with someone broken and help them, and not your. There is, but again, this is fictional. This is in a fictional sense, and this is mostly something I have with only fictional characters. If it was somebody who I was with in like real life, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't. No. And we do only get Voice of the Broken. We get Voice of the Broken a couple times, but one of the first times I think I heard Voice of the Broken was with getting the tower the first time. And he is the one who initially is like, oh, we should just listen to her and kneel. And like he's doing it for his reasons. But yeah, I think I'd still keep him in I'd need another loop. I think that one fits because it's not a no. Yeah, him in the tower is really good. It depends on who he's paired with, honestly. In with the tower, I get it. I feel like on the same level as him. With a couple others that he's in, oh bro, I just would like to give you some tea and a blanket. Like, yeah. All right, so Voice of the Cheated. I know I've only gotten Voice of the Cheated a couple times. I'm not a fan of Voice of the Cheated. If only because he just grates on my nerves. Okay, hot chocolate with cream is also good. I don't want Broken as a part of me. He's just like their superior, and I want to be like, fuck that, let me at him. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair take. I wouldn't say that Cheated sucked. But Cheated definitely he's like I said, he's grating. And he only shows up in very, very small situations. Cheated is my boy. Okay, fair. Yeah, he is a bit bitter. Let me see if I click hero here. Do I have a thing for the voices? There we go. So yeah, so voice getting tricked in an unfair way. Oh wow, nice. Okay, so he's a foil to the razor. Ah, okay. Interesting. All right, getting killed in an unfair way. That makes sense. But still, I'm gonna throw him in the yeah. He's whiny but kind of right. I agree. But I can't stand the whining. That's just a personal thing for me. So I think I'm gonna put him in the narrator was right, just because that's my like, nah, no, but I'm being nice about it. It's not like I'm gonna lock the cabin door. Okay. Then we have Voice of the Cold. So Voice of the Cold lacks emotion and longing. He's usually acquired by making cruel decisions, such as slaying the princess in cold blood, or decisions that involve letting go of physical sensations. He is the foil to the specter. Now, here's the thing. Honestly, Cheated makes a good first impression of just the instant fucking bullshit. Yes, that was really good. I did like that line. I think I'd be friends with Voice of the Cheated more than I'd want to like bang Voice of the Cheated, if that makes any sense. Like, I think we could be good friends and like talk about just how bullshit things are together, but I wouldn't want anything further. Like, Voice of the Cheated can be a homie. He can be a bro. All right, now Voice of the Cold. Voice of the Cold is Voice of the Cold was the first one that kind of started this a little bit. When I was like sitting here playing the game, Voice of the Cold said something and I was like, wait a minute. Hear me out. Voice of the Cold could get it. There is something about Voice of the Cold that I think it's the low raspy tone. Voice of the Cold is the reason the voices are on this list. Yes. It's, for me, it is less his personality ish and more the tone and sound of the voice. It triggers my personal like audio things. And he's also got like, he's just got a vibe. He just has a vibe to him that I can't quite explain, but it gives like the resonance of your hearth. Yes. Yeah, so like he's rather apathetic. His tone is perpetually disinterested in whatever situation the hero is thrown in. He often responds with a deadpan snark or sarcasm and cares little about anyone else. What he truly longs for is something interesting to happen. He'll jump at the opportunity for his curiosity to be fulfilled, even if that interest is something morbid like burning to death, drowning, or letting the hero kill himself with a specter inside. He is creepy, but I am a dark romance person, and I think that's why I think he gives me like weird dark romance vibes. Like, and that's basically my only like reasoning for it. Um and also I like characters that are snarky and use sarcasm. So there's a lot of him that I'm like, okay, yeah. Like I wouldn't want to have a relationship with him, but just he could get it. So he gets in Would Kiss. Right, hear him out? No, Would Kiss. All right, now Voice of the Hunted. So Voice of the Hunted, Having lost to an animalistic predator, the voice of the hunted during chapter 2, the beast, helps the hero's survival. His senses of smell and hearing are accentuated compared to the other voices, which helps when facing against the new princess. So he's very quiet. And yes, he is instinct. He is, oh, how do I want to explain it? Even though he's a little paranoid, but not as, paranoid as Voice of the Paranoid. It's more like he's prepared. He knows what's coming. He understands it. He's reliable. Exactly. And we love a reliable person. They'll be quiet, but then they'll just jump out of the way of a bullet. Exactly. So, I like that. I do like that. And in the chapter with him where he's like, okay, no, but you gotta move this way, and getting us out of that trouble, it's a very reliable voice to listen to. Some of these voices are not reliable voices to listen to. Pull you out of, exactly. So I don't think I would kiss, but I'd at least hear him out. Because he'd probably make a good argument. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't want him to see me as like a thing to be scared of. Exactly. You could trust him. Voice of the opportunist. We just got to hear him, right? No. That was another one. Contrarian was the one we had. Thank you. So he's usually acquired by making callous, opportunistic decisions. I don't like the opportunist. Hunted is like having a wild animal trying to. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Voice of the Opportunist, mostly because he's wishy-washy. He will say one thing, and then if somebody else comes up with one of the other voices, or even Voice of the Hero or the narrator comes up with something that sounds better, he's immediately ready to jump to it. And I don't like that. He gives off this vibe, and I don't know how to explain the vibe. Slimy is a good one. I like Opportunist as a character, but also he'll take whatever side he thinks will benefit the most. And he's also okay with killing us when he's in the princess. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm not into it. Like, he's a good character. Absolutely. But just not my vibe. And he gives me just an ick. Voice of the Opportunist gives me an ick. That's all I've got. Not enough to put him in Lock the Cabin Door. But enough to put him in the narrator was right. Because the narrator is often right about him. Too much ego but refuses to admit it. Yes. He also makes me question my decisions when I get. Yes, absolutely. Nah, lock him away. Oh, you make a good point there, Lemon. You make a good point. He does make you kind of question your decisions when you're playing, because like even when I was playing, I was like, he kind of makes a good. All right, you know what? I think he's earned Lock the Cabin Door. I concede to chat on that one. All right, next we have Voice of the Stubborn. I like Voice of the Stubborn. He's aggressive, yes. But at least he's fun. He has a funness to him. And I don't know how to explain it beyond that. You know, I think it's because we get him in the Eye of the Needle and the Fury and the Adversary, and he's, you know, he's ready to go, he's ready to fight. He's like, yes, let's do this. And you know, we love, he's a good complement to Hunted. Exactly. Or vice versa. He's, you know, but he's ready to go, and we, you know, it's not and it's impulsive, yes, but you know, we only get him when we make aggressive choices. So when we are aggressive, he comes out as the aggressive voice. But he still, like it says, shares a bond with the adversary. There's a like, they're matching each other's freak, essentially, for lack of a better word. So, but he's not quite my thing. I think he's another situation. Stubborn will not be on your side. You'll be on stubborn side. Exactly. When he's having fun, I'm like, good for you. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that for me gets, at least earns him needs another loop. Like it depends on the loop, and it depends on the situation and which version. Yeah, we're going with. He's probably not going to be happy with us, but maybe at one point. I could cheer stubborn on and be like, hell yeah, but also not for me personally. I see that. I love that. All right, next we have Voice of the Contrarian, which is the foil to the stranger. I love that. We get him in quite a few chapters. But he is a wild card. He's more about amusement. He's definitely a Joker character. He's definitely like your typical trickster type of thing. He's a, yeah, he's fine. It depends on the situation. He is not an always thing. I like contrarian, but he'd get annoying to be around. Exactly. It would become frustrating, honestly. It would become frustrating being around someone like that. So I think this one, the narrator was right again. Just, you know, not for me. I like him when there's, yes, he's a good voice to have when there's a good amount, when there's a few voices, because then he at least plays off of them a little bit. And he's like the humorous foil to their nonsense and what they're saying. I like the contrarian sometimes, but you can't do that constantly. Sometimes it's good to have someone to challenge you. Exactly. I like that, but it would get grating. It would get tiring. All right, now we got good old Voice of the Hero. Our standard, we start with this voice. It's considered the main voice. It appears in every chapter. I just want to give Voice of the Hero a hug. Like, he be going through it. He is so, from the beginning, he is so sweet. Hero is like a voice of reason, it feels. Exactly. He's definitely a voice of reason. He is definitely being the main voice. You know, from the start, he's like, do we have to kill the princess? Like, why are we doing that? Yeah, he's there for us all the time. You know, he is the voice we always start with. He's loyal. We love a loyal person. So I honestly, I would kiss Voice of the Hero. I would kiss him. It's just it would happen because it just he's good. He's good. All right, voice of the paranoid. Paranoid is as he says, as it says here, ruled by fear. He's scared, and while he does like look out for the survival of the like the hero is that friend, like if you neither of us are dating anyone in 20 years. Yes, exactly. Voice the paranoid keeps us alive throughout the nightmare. Yeah, he saves us through the nightmare, and even his paranoia is fear, but it isn't the same fear as the broken. The broken's fear is a broken fear, where his fear is more made out of like, I've seen some shit and I know how to deal with it, but I don't wanna, you know? Yeah, timid but reliable. Exactly. He's reliable. So I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I'd at least put him in I'd hear them out. I'd hear him out. That's fair. That's fair. So what do we have next? Voice of the skeptic. Questioning the situation or asking questions. So skeptic is ran by logic. He's always in pursuit of the truth and isn't satisfied with easy answers. His goal is directly in opposition to the narrator, whose secrets he wants to keep hidden from everyone, meaning they almost always clash. Despite this, he's not quite on the princess's side either and only willing to help her if it means finding a new angle. Highly perceptive, always analyzing. He's an interesting character. I don't dislike him. I don't dislike him. I like him. You know, because I do like that he challenges what the narrator says. And like from the beginning, when the narrator was starting his bullshit, I was like, you know, he had Voice of the Skeptic made some good points. Voice of the Skeptic made some excellent points. And some of the times he was right. He was just right. I feel like I relate to him. Yes, absolutely. I'm in the same. Yeah. There's something about him that I connect with, and I think part of it is some of his skepticism comes from curiosity and wanting to know why the hell we're doing all of this. And I feel that as the person who's playing the game and trying to also find out what's beneath all of this. Yeah, but I don't know if I'd kiss him either. I feel like I'd hear him out though. I feel like if he could give me a good argument, it might work. Not like argument, but y'all know what I mean. Okay, then we have Voice of the Smitten. God, Voice of the Smitten. So he's incredibly good-hearted, sort of. And he's a foil to the damsel. But he's over-fawning. He's he turns on the hero when you harm her, obviously. And I just don't like him. He's a fun character. Don't get me wrong. He's an absolutely fun character, and he sounds like the voice actor makes him sound like Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows, which makes him hilarious. It makes him a character I can laugh with, and I can laugh at a little bit. But he isn't necessarily a character. Yeah, his theatrics are fantastic. He's got drama. He's got passion. He's no, Laszlo is a character from a show about vampires called What We Do in the Shadows. It's really interesting. But then there's that part where he breaks away from us and is the shadow with the damsel, I want to say? No. With the happy ending. And he gives abusive partner just a little bit. Like when he's the shadow specifically, that is how it read to me. That is how it read to me just a little bit. Because the princess just wanted to continue to make him happy and seemed afraid if she didn't continue to make him happy, what would happen to her. And so for me, he read, unfortunately, dang it, Twitch. Just as kind of not like physically abusive, but more emotionally, more mentally in that. And the princess had to break away from that cycle. He's not all bad. Thank you. But yeah, he's not all bad. But it's that one part that kind of, it doesn't necessarily ruin him for me, but it shows me that there is a darker side that I would not necessarily, as myself, want in my life. I have been through that, and I don't want to do it again. I have had a partner in my past who has been kind of like that, and it feels too real. Exactly. It feels too real. So I think, unfortunately for me, Smitten actually goes and lock the cabin door because I wouldn't. For me, it's a no. It's a 100%. We aren't doing this. I can't go back there, man. I can't go back there. All right. So the last three are some interesting ones. We have the narrator. Oh boy. So the narrator, I hate the narrator. I like the narrator, but I hate the narrator. He's so smug a lot of the times, and I know he's just doing it because this is what he believes needs to be done. But I don't trust him. I trust him less than I trust the princess. Because he's the reason I'm in this situation. You know? He is the reason I am in this cycle over and over and over and over and over again. And I also don't think that his want to destroy death is necessarily a good thing. I think that death is a thing that is normal, personally. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't even like him when he's pathetic. Yeah, exactly. He's not great. So unfortunately for me, he immediately goes and locks the cabin door. Just no. Ooh. Should we take the narrator separately as the narrator within the loops and the one outside? Oh, see, that's okay. See, now you're making it complicated. Ooh. Because the one in the loops is literally almost like just trying to do his job, the job he was essentially programmed to do. Whereas the one outside sees past that. But in it they're still the same person in my eyes, I think. Because we only get to interact with the narrator not as just the voice once we have put the princess together with the vessels. Only once we have reached that point. Yes, I do have a little more respect for the one outside because he at least realizes a lot of things in the end when you're talking to him. You know, he's not exactly he doesn't exactly feel guilty for what he's done. But he knows he can't push you anymore. He knows that you are going to make whatever decision you are going to make at this point, and there is nothing he can do about it. Yes, he's a little more self-aware, whereas the inside narrator is just trying to make you accomplish the goal. I feel bad for the inside narrator. Okay, I can see that. You know, he's just trying to do his job, and we keep messing that up. You know, I don't agree with the outside narrator, but I respect him. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, absolutely important distinction. I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad way to move through life. Like, I don't agree with you, but I can still respect you. Depending on what we don't agree about. Like, I don't agree that tomatoes are a food, but I can still respect people who want to eat tomatoes raw on their sandwiches. You know? All right, so the next one we have is the hero. So the next one is ourselves. And I'm going to go out on a weird limb here. I'm putting that in biblically complicated. Why am I putting it in biblically complicated? Because it's ourselves. And what? I'm not, like, I'm attracted to myself. And all of that, but I don't necessarily think I'm attracted to the main character in this game like that. So it's just a complicated situation. I think this is supposed to be self. Or I think this is supposed to be long quiet. Hold on. Yeah, this is the mirror version of the hero. This is the mirror, and then the other one is the dragon. Yeah, I'm not into birds. Yeah, me either. Me either. And he's a little more scaly bird. And I'm not. Also, the way that, like, he transforms over time is just, it's not a thing I'm quite into. But the dragon, hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. It's giving Mothman. It's giving cryptid. And I think it's because we can see more of the body, and he is much more built. I just, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this is a controversial take here. But I'd at least hear the dragon out. I'd at least hear him out. Just at the very least. Like, we only see him in one thing, and it's in a very dangerous position with the other voices, you know. But something about, like, that particular character design, I'm like, all right, okay, I guess I see the vision. I don't know why the mirror is different. And I think some of that, I'm not judging, but I'm also not agreeing. Fair. And I think some of that, it comes from the, you know, in the one, we're looking at the reflection, we're looking at what the hero sees when he is looking at himself. But the dragon is from the princess's perspective. So we're seeing ourselves from how the princess sees us. And the princess sees, well, it is still a monster. There's still a softness to him. If that makes any sense. So that's where I'm at. So I'd at least hear him out. And that puts us at the end of our list.